In the high-stakes world of Formula One, momentum can shift in the blink of an eye. Just ask Lando Norris, who watched his championship hopes take a devastating blow at Xanvort when his McLaren suffered a catastrophic engine failure. Now trailing teammate Oscar Piastri by a daunting 34 points, Norris faces what could be a make-or-break weekend at the legendary Monza circuit. The Temple of Speed, as it's reverently known, has witnessed countless dramatic chapters in F1 history, but this weekend's Italian Grand Prix arrives with storylines that could reshape the entire 2025 championship battle. With McLaren's internal rivalry reaching fever pitch, Ferrari desperate for redemption on home soil, and Red Bull's second seat hanging precariously in the balance, the pressure cooker atmosphere is palpable. As veteran F1 analyst Marco Rossi notes, we're witnessing a perfect storm at Monza. The championship implications, team dynamics, and sheer emotional weight of racing at this historic venue have created one of the most pivotal weekends we've seen in years. For Norris, the challenges ahead are monumental. McLaren faces an excruciating decision, whether to take a grid penalty for a fresh power unit at Monza or risk running their existing engine at the most power-hungry circuit on the calendar. Technical director James Anderson explains the dilemma. At a track like Monza, where straight-line speed is everything, running an aging power unit could be catastrophic. But taking a penalty means watching Oscar potentially extend his championship lead even further. The timing couldn't be worse for Norris. His teammate Piastri has been a revelation, displaying the kind of consistency and raw pace that's drawn comparisons to young champions of the past. Even missing Friday's first practice session due to McLaren's rookie driver obligations hasn't dampened the Australian's confidence. The championship lead is meaningful, but with 10 races left, anything can happen, Piastri remarked with characteristic calm. Monza requires perfect execution, and that's what we're focused on. Meanwhile, the Ferrari faithful are descending on Monza in their thousands, despite the team's disappointing 2025 campaign. The Tifosi's unwavering passion will be tested further by Lewis Hamilton's 5-place grid penalty, handed down after the 7-time world champion failed to slow sufficiently under double yellows at Xanvort. Starting potentially as low as 15, Hamilton faces a treacherous path through the field, particularly around Monza's notorious first chicane. Ferrari team principal Fred Vasseur remains defiant. The energy of the Tifosi is our fuel. Yes, this season hasn't met expectations, but Monza has a way of bringing out something special in Ferrari. Charles Leclerc proved that last year with his strategic masterclass, and we're ready to fight again. Speaking of fights, few are under more pressure than Yuki Tsunoda at Red Bull. After finally breaking his points drought, the Japanese driver watched rookie sensation Ajar claim his first podium at Xanvort. Former world champion and motorsport analyst Elena Martinez puts it bluntly, Red Bull's second seat has become a career graveyard. Tsunoda needs to deliver at Monza, or Mexico could be his final countdown. The team has already postponed their driver decision, but Helmut Marko's deadline of the Mexico Grand Prix looms large. Yuki must demonstrate he can get closer to Max's level. Red Bull's Laurent Mekies stated firmly, Monza's unforgiving nature will show us exactly what he's made of. Even 4-time world champion Max Verstappen, though out of championship contention, remains a wild card. The Dutch superstar has made it clear he won't simply step aside for the McLaren battle. If there's a chance to win, we'll take it, Verstappen declared. The championship might be gone, but every race is an opportunity to prove why we've been at the top. As teams prepare for qualifying, the technical challenges of Monza take center stage. The longest straights in F1 demand minimal downforce, but the famous parabolica and other high-speed corners require precise aerodynamic balance. One mistake, one brush with the gravel, and an entire weekend can unravel in seconds. The economic implications are equally intense. Ferrari's home race traditionally drives massive merchandise sales and sponsor activation, while McLaren's resurgence has attracted new commercial partners eager to capitalize on their championship fight. Even Red Bull's driver decision carries significant marketing implications for their global brand. Dr. Sarah Thompson, F1 business analytics expert, provides perspective. The Italian Grand Prix isn't just a race. It's a cornerstone of Formula One's commercial ecosystem. Team performances here can influence sponsorship negotiations and market value for months to come. As Friday practice approaches, the paddock buzzes with anticipation. Will Norris take the engine penalty and attempt a comeback drive for the ages? Can Ferrari give their passionate fans something to celebrate? And will Tsunoda's Red Bull career survive another weekend of intense scrutiny? Beyond the paddock's immediate tensions, deeper currents are shaping this weekend's drama. Ferrari's special livery, unveiled Thursday morning, sparked emotional reactions from the tifosi gathering outside the circuit. The distinctive design, featuring historic racing elements and modern flourishes, serves as both tribute and rallying cry for a team desperate to reward their faithful supporters. Inside the garage, Charles Leclerc's determined focus is evident. The energy here is unlike anywhere else, he reflects. When you see the sea of red in the grandstands, you understand why they call Monza the heart of Formula One. We owe these fans everything we've got. But raw passion alone won't be enough on a circuit that punishes technical weaknesses mercilessly. Teams face a delicate balancing act between straight-line speed and cornering stability. Racing analyst Dr. Michael Chen explains, Monza's unique layout forces engineers to strip away downforce but go too far, and you're helpless in the chicanes. It's like walking a tightrope while the whole world watches. This technical tightrope becomes even more precarious given the weather forecast. While Friday practice should remain dry, Saturday's qualifying session faces a 60% chance of rain. For McLaren, this adds another layer of complexity to their engine decision for Norris. Rain at Monza is the ultimate wildcard, notes former phone strategist Claire Bennett. It can turn the grid upside down and make recovery drives either brilliantly successful or devastatingly short. McLaren's strategists will be watching those radar screens like hawks. The commercial stakes are equally high. Ferrari's merchandise sales typically spike 300% during the Italian Grand Prix weekend, while McLaren's recent success has attracted 3 new technical partners since Piastri took the championship lead. Even the timing of sponsorship announcements becomes strategic, with teams looking to capitalize on the massive global audience that Monza commands. For Red Bull's Yuki Tsunoda, the pressure manifests in every lap. His practice times will be scrutinized, his radio communications analyzed, and his racecraft compared not just to Verstappen, but to the hungry talents waiting in the wings. The team's driver academy has already produced one surprise this year, with Ajar's podium finish at Xanvort. Modern phone gives young drivers fewer chances to prove themselves, observes motorsport psychologist Dr. Rebecca Torres. The mental resilience required to perform under this kind of deadline pressure is extraordinary. Tsunoda isn't just racing for points, he's racing for his future. Meanwhile, the Mercedes-powered teams are watching their own telemetry with growing concern. The long straights of Monza expose any power unit weaknesses, and reliability data from recent races has raised red flags. Technical director James Anderson's earlier comments about McLaren's engine dilemma reflect a broader anxiety up and down the pit lane. The track itself presents unique challenges this year. Recent modifications to the Parabolica's runoff areas have reduced margin for error, while stricter enforcement of track limits at the second chicane has already caught out several drivers in practice sessions. As veteran race engineer Paolo Martini notes, Monza punishes mistakes more severely than most circuits. One wheel over the line can destroy an entire qualifying lap. For the championship battle, the next 48 hours could prove decisive. If Piastri extends his lead beyond 40 points, history suggests the title fight could effectively be over. Only 3 drivers in phone history have overcome such a deficit with 10 races remaining. Norris knows this, McLaren knows this, and the pressure to deliver despite potential grid penalties weighs heavily. The broader implications for phone's future are also in play. The sport's technical regulations are set to change dramatically in 2026, and team performances now influence development resources for those crucial projects. Strong results at prestigious venues like Monza can sway boardroom decisions about budget allocations and technical priorities. As teams make their final preparations for qualifying, the atmosphere around the circuit crackles with anticipation. The Tifosi's passionate songs echo through the parkland. Mechanics make last-minute adjustments, and drivers walk the track one final time, searching for every possible advantage. Max Verstappen, though out of championship contention, remains philosophical. Monza has a way of writing its own stories. Sometimes the fastest car doesn't win. Sometimes it's about who handles the pressure best, who times their move perfectly, who refuses to give up. That's why we love racing here. The stage is set for another historic chapter in Formula One's Temple of Speed. As the sun sets over Lombardy, teams analyze data, Engineers fine-tune setups, and drivers prepare mentally for the challenges ahead. The 2025 Italian Grand Prix promises not just a race, but a defining moment in this remarkable season.